Hey guys, it's me, it's Mali, and I'm here with the 2018 Honda CB1000R. So the original model was discontinued in 2012 and they reintroduced it in 2018, so basically last year. And you've got the latest model here. Now it's styled in a very neo cafe racer kind of deal, but it's essentially still a naked sports bike. So the engine in this is a 1000cc, same engine that comes in the CBR1000RR. So it puts out about 150 horsepower. It's slightly bigger than that model, but it's still fast. This thing weighs nothing and puts out about 150 horsepower. At about 8,000 RPM, it'll put out about 100 Newton meters of torque. So it's quite fast, which was not up for debate. What I found surprising about this motorcycle was that it was light. It's lighter than its other Litre competitors. If you compare it to the Yamaha MT-10 or the BMW S1000R, this is lighter, which is surprising because you wouldn't expect it to be. It's still a heavy engine. It's lighter than some 700cc bikes that I've ridden. And because of that, handling is so much easier. It's very nimble, it's very light, so weight transfer side to side, very easy. The seat is not as comfortable as it should be for a bike that costs about 55,000 dirhams. So long journeys aren't that great, but it's a naked sports at the end of the day, so you shouldn't be doing long journeys. You'd probably be doing a lot of city riding, maybe a little bit of highway riding. But it's a good looking motorcycle. It looks good. They've done some clever stuff with the aluminum body to make sure it's like 12% lighter than its predecessors. The tank comes without flange. That helps you, get comfortable and reduces weight, and also helps with the styling. And if you come closer here, I'm going to show you. It's got 3 different drive modes. And you switch it on. So right now it's in sport, and then over here you're going to have to pan around. You can see it's got the 3 different settings. It's got T, EB, and P. T is torque, EB is engine braking, and then P is your power. So currently it's maxed out. Power is maxed out, and engine braking is at the minimum, and torque comes in really early because it's in sport mode. But you can switch it around to other modes. Now in standard mode, the torque bar goes up almost 2/3 of the way, engine braking is increased, power has reduced, and then it's gone rain mode as well, which is, torque is evenly distributed across the band, almost maximum engine braking, and the minimum amount of power. I mean, personally, I've been riding it in sport because, well, that's the most fun part of riding. And the instrument panel is very clear, the numbers are big, it's got a gear indicator. Not very economical fuel though, I've noticed that. 3 days and I've filled gas twice already. But that could be my own fault. I was riding in sport mode and on the wrist. But it's a good motorcycle. I'm going to take it for a spin now and we'll share some thoughts as we go. It is a good looking bike. I do like it. I like the way this looks more than I like the way my bike looks, which is never a good thing. It's very problematic for my desire to want to own this motorcycle. It's a good bike. Let's take it for a spin. Alright, I am leaving my neighborhood now on the Honda, and it's pretty good so far. I mean, I have been riding it for 2 days, so I have a fairly good idea of what I like and what I do not like. So, first things first, throttle response. This thing is not sluggish. This thing is almost trying to kill you, like this guy right here. But yeah, you should be able to see the motorcycle in the reflection of my visor, by the way. So that should be, a very little exposure, some exposure to the motorcycle. Anyway, I'm just about to hit a highway now, so you'll get an idea of, or you should get an idea of how comfortable this motorcycle can be to ride. And here we are. Alright, we are now comfortably cruising just over 80 kilometers an hour. I'm going to keep it PG-13 for the sake of the video. So, highway riding is pretty decent. I mean, the throttle is so open and the torque comes in early, so overtaking is a non-issue, and just riding fast is a non-issue as well. Adhering to the speed limit is harder because this bike is, like I said, it's got a lot of power and it's quite light, so you tend to want to keep going faster, and you tend to go faster than you're realizing. I mean, when I started shooting the videos back there, I was doing 80, I'm doing 100 now, and I'm not even trying to go faster. It's the way the bike is, which is great because I'm on the highway and I'm doing 100,
I'm in 6th gear, and the bike is egging me to go faster. At the same time, though, in and around my neighborhood, I have been in 6th gear at 45 kilometers an hour, and the bike is comfortable there too. So it's just really, it's very versatile that way, which is quite nice. As I mentioned earlier, the seat is getting to me now. Like, I've only been on it about 15 minutes now, and another 15 minutes and I won't want to be sitting on the seat anymore. So the seat is something I would look to change if I could. Another thing that's really interesting about this motorcycle is that this motorcycle runs hot, in that the coolant is currently at about 88 degrees, and that's because I'm moving at about 100 kilometers. But the moment I hit traffic, it's going to start getting warm, and you're going to feel that between your legs, which is very akin to riding a Harley Davidson, because the Harley Davidson is air cooled, but this is liquid cooled, and you're still pretty hot, which is, you know, not what you'd expect from a liquid cooled motorcycle. At least not what you expect from a Japanese motorcycle. But overall, the ride experience is great. I mean, like I said, it's light. Changing lanes is a non-issue. Overtaking, non-issue. The exhaust note is loud enough for people to hear you, but not loud enough for you to be obnoxious, which is always something you worry about, or at least something I worry about. You know, I want people to know I'm coming, but I don't want people to get annoyed by the drone of the exhaust or the boisterousness of how loud the exhaust is. But you know, it's a really good mix in terms of performance, in terms of handling. It's not as comfortable as I want it to be. The ride position is actually very comfortable, and the wind buffering is great. Like, you could do 120, you could do the speed limit and absolutely not have to worry about being blown away by the wind. So surprisingly, it's quite aerodynamic that way. You know, the riding position, the handlebar position is slightly more aggressive and more akin to it being a cafe racer than being a naked, but it's still pretty good. It's not uncomfortable, even for long rides. The position is not uncomfortable, the seat is. But yeah, overall, I mean, this is a really, really good motorcycle. I mean, I'm trying to find flaws, and the flaws I find are, like, for example, at 56,000 dirhams or 55,000 dirhams, this motorcycle doesn't have cruise control. And I'm paying that much for a motorcycle, I want it to have cruise control. Its competitors do. The MT10, cruise control. The BMW, cruise control. But this is surprisingly more performance-driven than those two, because the MT10 has power, the torque coming in the end ranges. The BMW kind of has it all the way. This one has it right in the beginning. When you push it into sport mode, all the torque's there in the first 4,000 RPM. Not 4,000 at the mark, but the 4,000 scale up from about 3 to 7,000. And once you hit 7,000 RPM, that's when you get all your torque as well. So this is a lovely bike. I wouldn't advise you to get this bike if you're a first-time rider. It takes a while to get used to the power output, but you can say that for any sports bike, right? And therefore, you shouldn't get a sports bike if that's going to be your first bike. But this is a good motorcycle. I mean, 56,000 or 55,000 dirhams is a lot for a naked Honda. But it has all the safety features you want. It has ABS, it has engine braking. I mean, they all do, but this has good engine braking. You can control how much you want. You can even, if you remember the drive modes that I showed you, the 3 drive modes, you can even create a custom one. So if you wanted, you could create, a drive profile with maximum engine braking if you wanted to be safer than you already are. Overall, this is a great bike, and it's the kind of bike that I would recommend people to buy if they want a high-powered naked. This one feels more naked than its competitors, so it also feels more like a cafe racer. But cafe racers are not historically this powerful, and this one is. This one's really, really powerful. So that's another thing that I would kind of tell you to watch out for. I mean, this is not a sluggish motorcycle, and you'd be wrong to think that this rides like any other naked or any other cafe, even though it is a naked sports and even though it looks like a cafe racer. But that's it. I mean, this is a great bike. If you are looking to try this out, head on down to Al Futtaim and ask them to put you on one of these things. You wouldn't regret it. The minor things like the seats, that can be changed. You can get a new seat and you'll be fine. But I like this bike so much, I'm in two minds of whether or not I should trade my bike up for this one. because I was looking to trade anyway, and I was looking at the others, but this is definitely swaying my opinion. I like this motorcycle. You will too. Anyway, that's all I got to say for this. You guys be good now. Cheers.